That guy's creepy.
Ooh, the Dos Equis guy?
Yeah.
Why is he creepy?
Well, because you walk into the room, it's all dark, but then there's a silhouette of a man staring at you with his probably like lethal guitar.
I mean, I was scared when they sent him to me, so I was like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this except get scared by it every time I walk into a room? That's why I put him in the podcast room, because I was like, he can't stand in the house. I think it's Julien.
Remember that one time that I pranked you with it?
Yeah, I do.
That was funny.
It was scary. Marble thinks it's a man.
He still does. Welcome, guys, to the Jenna Julien Podcast. Sorry, we were just talking shit about our friend who's standing right there.
I mean, it's fucking cool and funny.
No, it's cool.
It's a hysterical thing to have.
It is.
But it does scare you in the dark.
There's events when, you know, if you want to have a party but your friends aren't available, you can just like,
party
have
with
him
the
over.
Dos Equis man.
Yeah, so it doesn't feel as lonely.
Word.
Which is nice.
True.
It's nice.
Welcome to the Jenna Julien Podcast. Oh, my high five.
Welcome,
Thanks.
guys.
I wanted to talk about the fact that for the first time in my entire life, although I know this has existed for a while, we got...
Our entire life.
Mm-hmm. We got groceries delivered to the house.
It was amazing. Today. It happened. We decided to do it today, and we got the groceries today.
I just can't even, because I thought, you know, I've heard of some of the ones that exist, but last time I checked, none of them delivered in our area. So we checked out Amazon Fresh or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, you pay $300 for the year. And I was like, that's a fucking commitment. I don't know if I'm ready for all that, Amazon.
Yeah, we shopped around, though. We looked at a bunch of different ones.
Well, yeah, today I was like, no, it's got to be possible to get some food today.
Like today, yeah.
I want it now. I want my groceries now, but I don't want to waste my fucking day dilly-dallying around fucking the grocery store.
Yeah.
And so you pay a little bit extra. How much?
Like a delivery fee. We paid like 10% of our groceries, which is not much.
No.
If they're bringing it to your house. They're checking out at the grocery aisle. They're doing all the hard work that you don't want to do.
It's like a tip. And her name was Nikki, and she was lovely.
She was lovely.
We used Instacart.
Instacart is what we used. It was very good. It has yet to give us any trouble. We used it one time, but yeah, we'll probably do it again.
Dude, it was like life-changing. I don't know why I've ever gone to the grocery store when that exists.
Well, I mean, you pointed out that going to the grocery store just really sucks up your day. It's like, it's not a quick thing if you need to get food for the whole week. And
well, yeah, because you sit around, you plan out your meals for the week and what you need to get, and like then you go there, you get all your groceries, you pack them all up in your fucking car, you drive them all home, you unload them all in your house. I mean, it's not a short task for anyone unless you're going to the store every single day just getting a couple of things, which I feel like is different on the East and West Coast, because when I lived on the East Coast, most people do their shopping for the entire week or for 2 weeks, so everybody has like big giant carts full of food, whereas here, you go to the grocery store, the aisles aren't even really set up for you to have a lot of groceries. They pull out that little thing for you to put a couple things on there. Like, it's totally different. And I feel like because on the East Coast you have winter and shit like that, most people don't go to the store every day, whereas here there's tons of people that go to the store every day and all they have in their fucking cart is like a loaf of bread and like some fucking fruit,
3 heads of kale.
It's a little bit frustrating because more often than not, when I go grocery shopping, someone will make a comment like, oh, that's a lot of food. And I feel like being like, can you shut the fuck up? Like, I don't want to come to the store every day.
Yeah, also, shut up, period, anyway. Like, I hate everyone at the grocery store who comments on anything you have doing. Like, oh, why would you say anything about something I put in my cart?
Right.
Why would you ask me how many bags I want if I'm buying bags? You make that call, bro. If I have a cart full of groceries and I say yes to bags and they're like, okay, how many? And I'm like, you know what? You're paid to eyeball this into bags, not me. I'm not going to make that decision. There's too much stress.
Well, just to clarify, pressure. I'm not sure if in other states.
No, California is the only one.
In California, you
have to pay for
You have to
bags.
pay either 10 cents per bag or you can bring your own bags.
Reusable bags.
Which is a great thing in theory, but then every time you check out.
How many do you want?
Every time
I don't know. As many as you need to get. Under 10 cents. I'm a big baller. You can just go crazy on the bags.
Yeah, every time you check out, every single time without fail, they're like, how many bags would you like?
And every time I get stressed out.
I don't know. Let's say 1, and then I'll carry the rest of it with my hands.
Right?
It's a little ridiculous.
Or my favorite one is when you have like a bunch of shit, and they're like, how many bags do you want? And I'm like, I don't know. And they're like, okay, just one. And I'm like, well, how would I need just one bag?
Yeah.
Like, look at what I bought. There's a grocery cart full of items.
No, the best also is when they start just putting things in your cart for you, not in bags, and they don't ask you. Like, they'll put milk and juice and all this stuff in your cart, and I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'm just going to have to carry that with my hands, and that with my hands, and that with my hands. It's a little infuriating.
They need to, like, be a little more Oprah on the bags. Like, you get a bag.
And you get a bag.
You get 5 bags. You get as many as your grocery cart needs. But that's just one of the things that... another thing is when I'm looking for an item and they can't, like, they don't know the answer, like, to where I'm looking, and they're just like, yeah, sorry.
Well, I remember...
And then they leave, and I'm like...
Yeah, one time we were looking...
What just happened?
One time we were looking for shallots or tahini. Like, you wanted to make some fucking hummus or whatever. Yeah. And nobody has a clue what you're talking about. I'm like, shallots, they're kind of like an onion. They're like, we don't know. And then you search around the grocery store for hours and you find them that they prepackage them in bags for you all cut up. Yeah. Like, well, it's just, this isn't helpful.
It always is crazy to me that, like, I understand that it's going to happen where a grocery store worker is going to not know what you're talking about.
Of course.
But what always, like, kind of confuses me is when they're like, they don't know what you're talking about, and then they're just like...
Or they lie to you.
Yeah.
They lie to you, and they're like, yeah, it's over in aisle 4. So then you
it's
go
like the
over
furthest
there
aisle from them, so they don't have to come see you.
I don't know, man. There's nothing here. Yeah, it's a little frustrating.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm not sure I'm ever going to go back to... I'm sure we'll have to go to the store sometimes.
At some point, yeah.
I don't think that it can replace you actually grocery shopping every once in a while. But it's really nice when there's things that you know you're going to need and want to
very
have
helpful.
them do it. Because then you don't waste your fucking day.
Yeah, it's very helpful.
Or at least a few hours.
Yeah.
Anytime you can save time, it's worth that fucking... We paid fucking $10, $15 for somebody to do it for us.
Yeah, it was
and
pretty
she was
sweet.
lovely.
Yeah. Worth it. Worth it. We'll do it again.
Worth it. Although we looked into some of these other ones. There was one like farmhouse or farm store. I can't remember.
A lot of them just felt really ancient. Their app sucked. And
well, yeah, those did. But the other ones were too like specific. Like I forget what it was called. It was like farm basket. I don't fucking know. And you go on their website and it's just Kristen Bell's face, and she's like,
oh, that's
and I'm
nice.
like, here, that's how you know it's gonna be good, right? So all you can do really is like pick out these like farm baskets essentially, and it would never be enough groceries for anyone. It's like Blue
also,
Apron.
what happens if you want like I don't know, salsa or something that doesn't come in a basket?
No, you gotta buy that. I mean, it's good in theory if you want one basket of food.
Yeah, no, it's more of like a novelty, I think.
Yeah, like the way the pre-meal, like Blue Apron, or they send you all the materials to make a meal.
For sure.
But that's not a fucking... I looked at it and I was like, oh, they have like a gluten-free thing. That'd be great for Julian.
It was like
and I look at it.
And tomatoes.
It was a box of like celery, tomatoes, a dozen eggs, and like this tiny little slice of like chicken. And I'm like, Julian would die if that was his groceries. You would be ravenous within an hour.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's still really cool, and I'm really excited that we did that.
Me too. That was really awesome.
And I feel ancient. PewDiePie tweeted at me that he's been doing it for a year. I feel so left behind.
I know. Well, it's something that's been happening for a while. We just have never done it. And now that we are, it's like, oh. It's kind of like when Postmates happened. We're like, where the fuck have we been?
I know. Well, my dad and also my brother lives in, like, Oregon, and my dad lives in upstate New York. And I know that my dad has been getting certain groceries delivered frozen for years, like, since we were kids. He'll get, like, a fucking half a cow and, like, shit like that. And I think Devin does that, too.
Yeah.
My brother. But there's plenty of people in the United States that get portions of their groceries delivered, which I always thought was like kind of stupid anyways.
It's counterintuitive. Why don't you just get...
I'm like, well, then why wouldn't I just go to the store?
Yeah.
But it makes sense for a lot of people, especially if the store is fucking half an hour away from you.
For each situation, it definitely is, it varies in terms of like what makes sense and what doesn't. But
I just feel fucking stupid, man.
I feel happy, and I feel glad I didn't have to go into a grocery store, because I always end up getting frustrated with stuff there.
Everything's frustrating.
Yeah, and then you'll always get...
And you're too hungry and too thirsty to be there anyways, so then you just get too much stuff.
Yeah.
Too hungry.
Yeah, if you go there when you're too hungry, you get too much stuff. If you go there when you're full, you're like, I don't need anything.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. Well, if you're online, it's like, all right, I'll just have them deliver it.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
It's great. This is not a sponsor, by the way. So
no, not a sponsor at all.
We did want to talk about something that we really, like, never talk about. We always Are you good? Moving on?
Yeah.
We always discuss things that make us laugh and things that we love about our dogs. But we don't really ever talk about things that we don't like that they do.
Julien hates certain things about the dogs.
I think every human being on earth hates certain things that their animal does. And we figured, why don't we just talk about the things that our dogs do that we don't like?
Kick it off, Julien.
I'll kick it off. How about you can't take a single inch of a step anywhere without Kermit being under your heel following you. And it's too much.
He's very nervous.
It's too much. He is absolutely high-strung to the point where he thinks if you are more than a foot away from him at any given time...
Me.
Not anyone. I'm Jenna solely. And I've known Jenna for over 3 years, right?
Yeah.
So you'd think he would have gotten accustomed to me, which Marble does. Like when Jenna's not around and I'm hanging out with Marble, we're cool. But Kermit... Like, he thinks the world is going to collapse on his little Italian Greyhound body if he's not right next to her at all times. And it's I get it, like, he depends on you and he's needy and that's, but it's gotten to a point, it's been at a point when,
well, why don't you tell him what he did this morning?
What Kermit did this morning?
Yeah.
Okay, so Jenna doesn't wake up from there crying or barking or anything. She's gotten
Not anymore.
She's gotten immune to it from years of being asleep.
Of them crying wolf.
Yeah, that's all they do though. They don't ever cry anything but wolf.
Wake up, Mom.
They don't know what crying other than wolf is. Yeah. That's all they know what to do. Anyway, so she doesn't wake up when they cry or bark. I do. But I was up anyway. I was up like 2 hours something before Jenna this morning, and I was downstairs doing stuff, and the bedroom door upstairs was open, so I could hear Kermit crying, which if you can kind of imagine, I'm in the office listening to stuff on my computer, and I still hear his crying.
On top of
everything.
Sleeping body.
And like, this is like loud crying, like he's trying to wake you up with a cry. Like he chose crying as a method to wake you up.
Okay, but Julien, after years of that, wouldn't you become accustomed to zoning it out?
I fucking wish I could. Hell yeah.
You can.
Not yet.
It's a skill.
Well, the thing is, I don't know what it is. I always wake up when he cries. But I was up, and he starts crying, and it's so loud that I can hear it from downstairs. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to deal with this. So I walk upstairs, and I pick him up. I'm like, Kermit, no more crying. You can't cry mommy awake. So I pick him up, take him downstairs. Peach follows me, because she's good about following me and going where I go. And I bring him downstairs, but I shut the bedroom door, so he can't run back up there. So we're hanging out downstairs. We're walking into the kitchen. I put him down, like to go outside because Peach is heading outside, and he does this thing where he puts on the brakes and he turns directions. He goes the other way, like, and he like makes this noise like he's getting shot at by the police, and he sprints upstairs. Like, dude, you saw that vlog of mine when he sprints up the stairs? That's what he did. He like superhuman speed because he's scared of me. I don't know. And so he sprints up the stairs. He like basically like jumps and like tries to like shoulder charge the fucking door open because he knows I'm like behind him, and he's like bam bam, the door's not opening, so I don't even go upstairs. I just let him do his fucking weird little nervous shtick, and he goes like clawing at the door, you know, and then he stops, and then I'm like, okay, whatever, he'll figure it out, you know, he'll deal with the situation as he needs to. So I lay on the couch, hanging out with Peach, doing a couple things on my phone, and 10-15 minutes passes, and I'm like, where's Kermit? Like, he's not in the bedroom. The door's shut. Where did he go? And I'm like, Kermit. And I look up on, like, the mezzanine, like, the little balcony in our living room thing. And he just trots over and he just, like, looks at me. He just, like, looks at me. Like, I Snapchatted it because he just, like, looks at me and he's like, and I'm like, Kermit, did you just wait up there? Are you just waiting? Sorry, I'm, like, rambling. But, yeah, he's incredibly nervous, and it puts him and everyone involved in situations where it's like, why are we dealing with this high-strung nerves? Why can't we just, like, everything's going to be fucking okay. Everything is always okay. He
doesn't know how. We also always talk about the fact that Kermit doesn't really even like me. He just needs me. Because Kermit, for those of you that have watched, you know, any of my vlogs or videos where I'm interacting with Kermit regularly, since I got him, since day one, like, he needs me to hold him and, like, feed him and pay attention to him. But then he's a very rude dog. Like, he will bite me when he's had it with me.
He's a rude dog. We talked about that last night.
I know.
That's, like, the best way to put it.
He walks all over me, and I know it.
Yeah.
Which, you know, Go ahead and let all of your bad dog parenting.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get all
comments
that in
out in the comments. Go let them all out, and you can ask me if I give a fuck, because I don't. Yeah. He's my dog. But I like to baby him. I choose to baby him. And when we go out of the house, Kermit is the most well-behaved dog. He listens to me. He's the only dog that I can fully through and through trust. That
100%.
Kermit will always listen 100%. To me and understand like what are life-saving commands when he needs to pay attention.
Absolutely. I've seen it in the flesh.
And he's a wonderful dog when we're not in the house.
Yep.
When we're in the house, he is the worst dog in the house. He is fucking just doesn't give a fuck about you and what you want. He only wants what Kermit wants.
He's a brat. He's very rude. Yeah.
He's a brat.
And then on top of it, he's very dramatic. So it's like when he's not being like mean and bullying Jenna, he's like he's stressing everyone out by being so stressed out for no reason.
But I mean, the majority of the time, he sort of just sits around and does Kermit things. He's very relaxed.
You guys know what the majority of the time is because we vlog it and we talk about it all the time.
But you can't be like, hey, I'm going to pick up Kermit now. He will run away from you. Like, it's so embarrassing when people come over and they see Kermit and I go and pick him up and he fucking bolts away from you. Like, he doesn't want to be touched.
Yeah.
If I hold him, he'll bite me. He'll wait till I put him down. Like, there's only so much like chastising I can do to Kermit because he'll stop after a little while, but it will never stop him from wanting to do it. Like he is a rude dog in the house.
Yeah.
But then outside of the house, he's wonderful and sweet and he chills. Like, he's just a really good boy when we're not in his domain. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, yeah, he's
a weird guy.
He's a very needy guy.
Yeah.
And he's a weird dog. But he follows me everywhere.
Everywhere. You can't make a move without him trying to follow you.
I know. Like, I'll go to the bathroom. He comes with me to the bathroom every single time. And Julian always makes fun of me for it. But if I try and, like, pet him while we're in there, he'll run away from me.
He needs you, but he doesn't want you.
Yes, he follows me and then he runs away from me. But when I'm up late, like, editing videos or whatever,
stays with you.
He'll refuse to go to the bed with Julian. Refuse to go upstairs. He needs to sit with me. He needs to sit in my shirt.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't even think that he wants to be near me. He needs to be comforted.
He's a very interesting guy.
I'll say something that I don't like about Peach.
Yes.
I think that Peach has destroyed more belongings than both of my dogs combined over their entire lifetime, you know?
Yeah, Peach is a fucking...
I think she has more energy than both of them ever had.
She's very destructive with her energy, though.
Yeah.
For a while, she's starting to tone down now.
Yeah.
But for a while, it was like anything she could physically carry with her mouth was wrecked.
Right.
Like things that you didn't think dogs could get a hold of, she would wreck.
I think that the worst was every single time we left the house, or she still does it, she would chew the couch pillows.
She's getting better, though.
Yeah, she is. But I told you my trick of how I leave those like square brown pillows with the open so they can tear the stuffing out of them. That was like my dog hack. Because Kermit used to do it.
Yeah.
Like they can tear the stuffing out. Then when you get home, you put it back in there. It's
so
still
it's like a never-ending toy.
So it's a never-ending toy. It fulfills their need to chew pillows, but they don't destroy any of your new pillows. Well, Peach wasn't having any of that. She did it a little bit,
and then
she moved on to the couch pillows. And so they're the ones that like you sit with your back against.
The big ones.
So they've been slowly getting less and less full of like.
I feel so bad though. Like she really does like take a toll on everything.
She's a brat child. She's over a year old now though, so hopefully she will stop chewing. But she loves the worst. No, I'm not gonna say that was the worst. That's the second worst. Underwear is the worst. Makeup. She destroys my underwear, which is really frustrating. But because for a while we were trying to figure out how she was getting my underwear,
and then Jenna caught her opening. I caught her
opening my
from its
drawer.
Completely closed position. She was opening it.
I was like, Julian was like, well, stop leaving your clothes places. I'm like, Julian, I'm telling you, I'm not leaving them anywhere. I don't know how she's getting them.
I didn't believe you, and then I saw it.
She Houdini'd my fucking drawer open.
But now we got to dress her in your closet, so that problem is solved.
No, but the other worst one was I had left a box of tampons, like, on the... somewhere where she could jump and get it because remember we caught her doing that to my vest in the front hall. I have this furry vest and it's hung up high and I was like, there's fur on the ground. Where is this coming from? We caught her.
Jumping.
She was jumping,
like leaping as high as she could and grabbing a little bit each time.
And Peach can jump up into our arms, like in our chest. She has hops. She was jumping up there, and that's how she ate corn. My llama from Australia.
Yep. Alpaca.
My stuffed alpaca from Australia. But I had left a box of tampons somewhere where she could leap and get it, thinking it's out of her reach. And we go upstairs to the bedroom, and there are, like, so many tampons in different states of, like, open and unopened, and the plastic applicators, and just, like, tampons, like, fully ripped apart everywhere. And it was the most ridiculous thing I have ever seen.
Yeah,
like she really, really, really just wanted those tampons.
She also is one of the one of the things about her is that she cannot help herself.
No,
so
none of them are used tampons. By the way, it's a new box of tampons.
She knows a lot of the time what she's doing is really, really naughty. Like she knows she'll actively do something while I know for a fact she knows she shouldn't be doing it. Whether it's taking food after we've eaten or it's chewing a pillow, whatever it is, she 100% knows it's bad, but she can't resist. Like I know, chewing.
Like just now, although in Peach's defense, this has not happened since she was a baby.
No, this isn't. I mean,
I was upstairs. This is not I was trying to turn on the lights, and there's a puddle of pee at the end of the bed. Like she had just done it within 30 seconds of me turning my back.
That's not normal, but I don't know. She's very, very fucking weird. Yeah. And our dogs don't pee on our bed, so don't fucking think that they just pee everywhere. We're not animals. But she, like, I'll catch her chewing, like, a headset or some cords or some fucking thing that she knows. Or taking food. Like, I've vlogged her multiple times taking food because I set up the camera because I know if the food's there and we're not, she cannot resist. Like, Kermit will resist. Marble will resist because they know that at some point they're going to get it. Yeah. But Peachy can't. And it's like...
No, the funniest thing about Peach and knowing what she can and can't have is that when she has something, she's playing with something that she can't have, she'll bring it to you and play with it. Like the day she had my fucking caterpillars, and when they were still babies, like I had them that day. In the jar? They were on top of the kitchen table. She leapt up there, got the caterpillars. I was sitting outside on the lawn chair. She came out and dropped them like on me while she was playing with them. And I'm like, Peach, those are my fucking caterpillars. Are you kidding me? But that's what she does. She'll try and come play with whatever she's not supposed to be playing with on top of you. Yeah. Like food is the best though too. Like if you eat something and it's on the kitchen table or somewhere where she can get up to it, she'll bring the bag like out to you or like drop it on top of you. Like what is her thought process though?
What thought process? She's a baby.
She's naughty.
She's naughty.
But she's going to be good, though, eventually.
Yeah, she has to turn good.
Well, she's the smartest dog that we have. Good. And in terms of marbles...
No, but I mean, it happens a little bit at a time. We'll get to marbles in one second.
Yeah.
But, like for the... First of it was the energy that started dying down. Well, first it was the peeing. She stopped peeing in the house. Right. That was the first thing that I needed to accomplish. Because, for like the first couple months, I developed this like fatherly instinct that if I felt any movement in the bed, I would pop out, pick her up, and take her outside. Because she would pee on the bed while we were sleeping. Right. As a puppy does. But it was first that, then it was the energy, and now it's starting to be the chewing thing. She's starting slowly but surely, she's getting a hold of like... You really just can't fucking chew that.
But that's it. I mean, everything else is totally fine. No, she's a really good dog.
She's a good dog. She's a very good... I'm very lucky for more than one reason for getting Peach. She's beautiful and she's sweet. She's got the greatest energy, but she's also a very smart dog. So
and she listens in the house, unlike Kermit.
Yeah, and she's getting better outside of the house, too. I've walked her and taken her places where...
Well, I know. Well, Peach is the perfect mix of Kermit and Marbles. Kermit is... will not listen to you ever in the house, ever, unless you say, do you want a treat?
Yeah.
He will never come unless you're like, we're going to bed, or you're doing something
and Marbles will listen to you in the house.
Marble will always listen to you in the house. Marble is a sweetheart in the house. He will cuddle you. He will love you. You leave the house, that motherfucker is a demon child.
Yeah, there's no controlling Marble outside
Kermit is wonderful outside of the house, and Peach is relatively good in the house.
So Peach is good and bad, both inside and outside of the house.
Right. Yes. But Marbles will not... I can't get him to listen.
No. He's very animalistic outside the house.
Yes. It's primal. I hate when people are like, you can train any dog to do anything. I'm like, you have not met Marbles or other similarly fiery chihuahuas or small dogs.
No, when he gets going outside of the house, he's literally... Like, he has no family. He doesn't know who Jenna is.
Yeah.
He doesn't know anything but whatever he's fixated on. Like,
he's okay in dog parks, but, like, if he sees another dog or something that he's having a hard time with...
Yeah.
You remember... I've had to pick him up on his leash, like swing him on his leash.
That wasn't his fault or your fault. That was another owner.
Because you're pulling on him, and he will not listen to you, and there was a dog coming at him.
Yeah, that was someone else's fault who let their husky walk free at a fucking hike.
Fucking bitch, man. This is one of my pet peeves when it says, like, don't walk your dog off leash, and people are just like, oh, sure, whatever. Yeah. But then I'm okay with the people that have their dogs super well trained where their dog doesn't even look. Okay, do you? And you probably have some certification that says you're allowed to have your dog wherever you want. These people have no regard, and then your dogs are on leashes. Their dogs are not. Their dogs approach your dogs. That's not okay.
No, that's not okay at all. They need to stay with their owners. This dog came around a corner on a hike. It was a husky.
No, it wasn't. It was like a chow chow. It was something fucking crazy.
It looked like a wolf from far away.
Huge fucking puffy hair.
It actually looked like a wolf
because we were up in
we were up in the mountains. Like we were up in the mountains, and I was like, okay, we were about to hit this corner about like 25 yards away, and I see this giant dog turn the corner. I'm like, wait, hold on, Jenna. Like, what's going on? Let's just wait. And she's like, no, it's fine. I'm sure like whoever is walking it has control.
Well, because it stopped. Walking.
Yeah,
it stopped so around the corner, staring at us. Yeah, so that's how you know shit's gonna get real. Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, we keep walking, and then the dog just approaches us. So Kermit and Peach are like freaking out and retreating into the bush. So I pick them up, and Marbles is like freaking out, but also like freaking out, attacked, like scared, fighting. And Jenna, because the dog kept walking towards Marbles, we're like, what the fuck? So Jenna picked the leash up and grabbed Marbles, and we were like, the lady came over, was like, oh hey, like cool dogs, and we're just like, what the fuck are you doing? Like,
bitches on all kinds of fucking Xanax and shit. First of all, the dog walked around the corner, did that stop, and like, you know, you get that fucking, sees like red, like it sees blood, and it wants to get Marble. So then he stops dead in its tracks, and then all of a sudden does that like low crouch sort of like run walk towards Marble.
It was aggressive.
He was stalking him.
Yeah, it was aggressive.
So that's why Marble's freaked the fuck out. But that woman saw nothing wrong with her dog being off leash, where it's clearly marked everywhere, please have your dog on leash. And also, you know that place where we like to go hiking, and we've seen on multiple occasions rattlesnakes all over the place, and these people that are on their little stupid fucking high horses, oh, he's a good dog, it doesn't really matter. Yeah. It's not only for your safety, other dogs' safety, your dog's safety. Like, your dog could get killed by a fucking snake because you're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, fuck you.
Yep.
Oh, and then they're those people that are like, yeah, my dog totally ate someone else's dog, but it was their dog's fault for being a small chihuahua. I'm like, dude, lady. Julian's slow blinking hard right now.
God.
Oh, yeah, my dog totally died. He got bit by a rattlesnake, but, like, he was a good dog.
Oh, okay. Well, you were a great dog owner, because that's what happens to good dogs, to good dog owners. They die.
Oh, don't say that. I mean, tragedies fucking happen.
No, but I'm just saying, like, that kind of thing. Like,
well, it's a preventable thing. Do you know what I mean? It's preventable when people just are being responsible dog owners. But anyways.
We didn't mean to get into this rant.
Yeah, that is a rant.
We were more shitting on our own dogs and not other people's dogs.
Although, and there are several off-leash dog places where we've gone with the dogs. And, like, they're good in Big Bear during the day. You can't do that, you know, and they need to stay close because of coyotes and bears and shit. Although they're good outside, they listen. Marble's not always to be trusted. Yeah. He's a shifty little fucking, he'll go wherever he wants, and then you can't see him because he's hiding in tall grass. Yeah. But we were in Runyon Canyon or whatever when my friends were in town, remember? And we were walking, just Kermit and Marbles. This was pre-Peach. Yeah. And Kermit really just wanted to walk, like, in other people's packs.
This was so funny.
So he would walk, like, you know, a couple paces in front of us to whoever was in front of us. And he would walk so close in between other people's legs that they would turn around because they could feel Kermit's, like, wet nose on their calves.
Like, he would just completely trail people's, like,
just wanted Achilles. To, like, walk in their pack.
Oh, so funny. He's so weird, though. It's so goofy. Yeah.
He's such a weird dog.
I would say the only thing Marbles really does is just his unnecessary aggression in the house and the barking.
No, barking.
But also unnecessary aggression in the house.
Well, towards people when they come in.
Or me in the morning.
When he forgets who you are. Yes. Tell them what he does in the morning.
In the morning, I'll wake up. I tend to wake up before Jenna, whether it's 5 minutes or a couple hours. Anyway, every time I wake up, I see him, like, take position on top of her body like I'm going to attack it. So he, like, suddenly sees me. Sometimes he'll cuddle me in the morning and be like, hey, good morning. Mm-hmm. But other times, I'll wake up, go to the bathroom, come back, and he's posted up with his butt to Jenna looking at me like that.
Stare at
and
Julian.
I'm like, all right, dude. But
if you try and touch me, he'll try to kill you.
But at night, he totally hams it up with me. He wants nothing more than hanging out with me at night. So he's a little confused, but it's very cute. And I would just say the barking and the morning time aggression I could do without.
Yeah, I mean, he likes to go outside and he likes to use his little voice.
Yes, he
and
does.
Him and Kermit are little brothers, and they love to chase squirrels and bark at birds.
Yeah.
And they like, if kids are riding by in the neighborhood, they'll bark.
Yeah.
But I will put up with all of that all the time, because for some of it, for me, especially when I have them at different points in my life, when you're alone and you're in a house alone, like when you're not here, like it's invaluable to me to have like other living beings that will always let you know at like the tiniest little noise
that something's
what
happening.
the fuck is happening.
Yeah. No,
so
absolutely.
I mean, if that means that I have to endure years of senseless barking,
yes, but it can be a little bit of a middle ground,
right? Because it's not like they're up at night barking or whatever. They like to bark outside, and they bark when people are at the door or when things are happening, whatever. Sometimes Marbles has like a noisy day, but like for the most part at night, if you hear them bark, like you need to fucking pay attention. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Although they don't, I'm trying to make words.
Good words.
The first few times that they felt an earthquake here, they didn't even wake up. They didn't feel it at all. The time when we lived at the old place, they woke up and started barking.
They barked at the earthquake for like 30 seconds.
But
that was an intense. That was like the epicenter.
That was a very intense earthquake.
Yeah.
But they don't really bark at like earthquakes, I've noticed, because we felt a few.
Yeah, they haven't since that one. I think it has to be kind of significant for them to really bark at it.
Remember there was one like we were outside and you feel like one hard shake. Do you know what I mean? And they're all just like laying on the couch, like they think that someone had just like bumped their couch.
Yeah, they get
that makes me nervous. I'm like, I don't know if I can trust your warning system, guys.
We can. They'll know the delivery guys here is when he fucking parks his car.
Oh yeah,
they're good.
They are good. But what else don't you like about them? Anything?
I don't know. I think we ranted on them enough, honestly.
Julian had just had it today with Kermit.
And Peach peeing on the bed? Really? Who does that? What are you, an infant?
Well, Julian's also had it with me sometimes because I really do like to baby them.
Well, I think some of your babying with Kermit, at least, and also Marbles, but in this instance, Kermit, it amplifies the problem. Like he's very high strung and scared and nervous and weird around me and anyone but Jenna, and the way that sometimes you pick him up and like it's okay, he's like, okay, well maybe if I just act freak the fuck out all the time I'll get attention. And I'm like, well maybe that doesn't help.
I mean, well, let me not even 30 seconds after Peach peed on the bed, I'm a couple minutes, because you had gone downstairs, Kermit, you had closed the patio door upstairs and locked Kermit out.
Why did he wander out there? I thought he was in the bathroom with you.
Kermit gets locked out of places a lot, or locked into places a lot.
Oh my god, he's the middle child to a T.
He's weird. He's fucking weird, and he creeps, and then you can't see him. He's like a little stealth little fucking... Anyways, so you had left him out on the patio by accident and closed the door. Mm-hmm. And I was in the bathroom, like brushing my hair or whatever, and I just hear like... Like, he's very patient sometimes. Sometimes he freaks out. One time he got locked in the garage and he was like scream crying in there.
And when he gets locked in your closet and just diarrhea everywhere.
Just diarrheaed everywhere. He was so nervous. But this time when he's on the patio, he's very sweet and patient. Like, he was just clawing, and then when I let him in, he was okay. He was just whatever.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes he freaks out, sometimes he doesn't. Yeah. He's not always so
I don't
dramatic.
think he is. I think honestly, for the most part, our dogs are great, and they're not bad, and they're good, and they have good energies, and they're manageable, but sometimes they're not that at all.
You know what makes me upset about Marbles sometimes? Like, every time that he drinks, he needs to throw a little bit of it up.
He can never drink water without choking.
Well, it's not throw up. To clarify,
it's like he goes,
he'll drink, and even if you, like, make him slow down, you make him whatever,
always.
He needs to go... And like just spit a little bit.
And the Iggies forget how to breathe through their mouth sometimes, so they're like, like just randomly, nothing's wrong. Yes. They just forgot that they can breathe through their nose.
Yes, and they also, I know, I feel you. And they also, when we leave the house, they try and make it so you can't leave. Like Kermit will grab my leg.
Yeah, like he'll do the
weird
plum Muay Thai clinch on our legs.
Yeah. On my leg.
Oh man.
But yeah. I'm glad that you got to get some of it off of your chest.
Thank you guys for letting us vent about our animals and a little bit about other people's animals, but mostly ours.
Fuck that lady. Fuck
if you guys have certain things that your dogs do, let us know in the comments, please, because I love reading that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And also, it makes me feel...
Please tell us about your weird animals.
It also makes me feel like a better person for kind of hating the shit that Peach does sometimes, because I know other people feel the same way.
And anyone that wants to leave a holier than thou comment about how to treat your dogs like dogs, I mean, you could probably just write it in a letter
hiring.
And then mail it to yourself.
Oh, PETA's hiring.
I think, you know what,
PETA's great.
I feel like there's a middle ground between treating your dog the way that you're supposed to, quote, treat your dog and, you know, loving them like they're one of your family members.
Also, there's another thing called being really fucking judgmental. So maybe you would do something different than other people would. That doesn't mean you need to impart your judgmental.
I know, I love the people that are like, oh my god, your fucking carpet's such a mess. Like, it only takes 5 minutes to vacuum your carpet. I'm like, yeah, but it takes a lot more than 5 minutes to vacuum your entire fucking house every day when you have a puppy that will chew anything.
Also, if we want to keep our carpet unvacuumed for a couple of days, we'll do that.
It'll be fine.
And we're gonna not give a fuck what you think. Mm-hmm. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with us this week. If you made it till the end, high five, because that was a lot of ranting.
Yeah.
So this was a little bit of a ranty podcast. We'll be back with another probably less rantier podcast, possibly with a guest, possibly without a guest.
Yes.
Next time on the Jenna Julien Podcast. Make sure to, if you guys don't want to sit on YouTube and watch us, we are on SoundCloud and iTunes as well.
Word.
For free.
For free.
I love you guys.
Give me some waffle fries and a Dr. Pepper.
Oh, you had chicken and waffles for the first time, huh?
Oh, so good.
Oh.
So good.
All right, anyways.
Nice.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding. I love you guys. I'll see you next week.
Bye, friends.
All right, bye.